It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. Much love going out to the beautiful, empowered harmonizers. Hope you're having a beautiful day or just chilling out and relaxing. Wherever you are, much love to you. And we're going to zoom in and focus in today a little bit more in depth on a great viewer question, and that is really, why is this narcissist so closed off from me? You know, why are they hiding so much? And this really, I get this question oftentimes also about someone who is really, truly psychopathic. Why are they hiding so much? Why are they so secretive? Why are they, so bottled up and they can't share with others? Why do they do this? Well, it's essentially a manipulation tactic, and we're going to get into this. But before we get started, I just want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have recently donated to the channel. We have Philippines in the house today. Wow, amazing. So cool to have Philippines in the house today here in the U.S. and connecting with you in that beautiful culture. Absolutely amazing. We have viewers all over the globe, and actually I believe that there are several countries, even continents, who do not have access to this content, to YouTube, even to Facebook, a lot of the other Google searches. So it's an honor and a privilege to be able to create this content and be a resource and provide some tools and awareness for you in your own personal growth and your journey there in the Philippines. So thank you so much for your donations and helping to keep the channel alive. We are zooming in and focusing in a little bit more in depth on this great viewer question, and that is, why is this narcissist hide their feelings? Why are they so secretive? Why are they like a bottle up with their emotions and they don't share? They don't express. They keep all this to themselves, or they pick and choose certain groups of people to talk and be certain things. So if we look at the personality disorders, either the malignant narcissist or the psychopath, really these work in a number of different ways. When we're talking about someone who is narcissistic, covert narcissist, malignant, just that personality type, it is someone who has a sense of superiority. Nobody else, no other life matter really matters. Everything is there for them. Whether it's, the food, whether it's the forest, whether it's the company, whether it's your love, whether it's their family, it's all about them. They are at the pivotal center of everything, and everything is all about them. And they tend to have a lack of empathy, which causes them to have some really sort of personality missteps when it comes to dealing with other. They can be very brash, very sarcastic, very arrogant. And then, so in other words, the feelings that they show are somewhat limited, but they're not really going to give you really their feeling of things. It's an outward show. If you're always putting on an act, you're not expressing your feelings. In other words, they have a very distinguished public and private life. So the shell is what they feel they must create. I call it almost like a decoy of a personality. Some people call it a mask or a facade or a front or a persona. Carl Jung has delved into a lot of this. But when we talk about this facade, it's a certain limited amount of emotions. So in other words, it's protecting the emotions or the feelings that are within. So oftentimes, if we look, it's almost like two separate boxes, two separate places, it's not two separate people, but a public self and a private self. So there's no integration of the two. So when you sometimes then feel like you're going to go and have a cozy moment with the narcissist, they are very uncomfortable. You feel like you can't really relax. You can't really get there with them. You always have to be putting on a front or a facade, that you're so excited, or you're this, or you're meeting their status requirements. So you can't just hang out. You always have to kind of be on point. You can't be comfortable. You're not just going to be there in your sweatpants or your t-shirt or your hair a ruffle. You're just eating some chips and dip. They have to always appear a specific way. If not, they're going to start insultory to you because they're going to project some negative feelings. And it's because they're trying to hide their feelings of insecurity, that there might be a vulnerable, insecure, smaller self which could have been damaged, oftentimes in earlier life, that they can't express. So they develop this second personality or this facade to interact with in life. So if you're out there interacting with them, you're interacting with the facade and you're not interacting with the private self, the one with the feelings, the emotions, the trepidations, so that you can have a feeling that you're in a relationship with them, you don't really know them, or you're not really kind of going places, that they're either kind of shut off, they're involved in a lot of business trips, creative activities, they're shut out, shut down, retreating, they're in the woman cave, the man cave, they're out with the boys, the girls, they're off too much, they're in a retreat mode, they're in the basement, they're in the attic, they're over there in the computer room, they're at desk for, at office for a lot of time. They're, not really engaging with you. So you feel like there's something missing and then a growing distance. And then you try to reach out more and more and more and more to the point where you feel like you're out of touch. You're trying to pull their feelings out of them. And that becomes your new role. And that can be, a real challenge. That can get very tiresome. That can make you feel very weary and can make you feel like there's something wrong with the relationship. And also, oftentimes also because then these hidden feelings don't come out until later. And then, then the criticism starts. If they don't talk, then, the insults fly. You're lazy, this and that, very hurtful messages begin to come about. And this is not really a great way to spend your time. Fighting, bickering, or hearing these hurting words. W. Clement Stone, I feel a great mentor to me. I work with the great Nathaniel Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. I would highly recommend that book for those of you who have not read that. It is a cornerstone classic to life, a primer of life and success, and very, very interesting. Written in the early 1930s by a U.S. author, Napoleon Hill. I would definitely recommend his works. And then W. Clement Stone, a great prolific man who, really fulfilled his dreams and understands the tenets of success. And he often called, the typical TV of the day. I think he grew to be about 99, a great, huge estate, developed part of Combined Insurance, which became part of Aon Insurance. Really kind of neat life story about him. And, he basically called the TV